CS2 now allows you to bhop reliably, just bind jump to mouse wheel up or down, no scripts are needed. And the famous crouch bug still works in CS2, press crouch right before you jump and right before you land to negate fall damage and hit some very hard jumps. This will require very precise timing and practice. A new command in 2025 is getposcopy. Bind it to a key, it copies your exact position so you can paste it into binds or configs instantly. Surf works now in CS2, so set SV air accelerate 150 to enable surfing on workshop maps. It's 2026, stop scrolling through your nades, bind each to its own key to save some time. Or you can use my action toggle switch script, which still works after 10 years. Hold a modifier key such as mouse 4 to temporarily turn your existing keys into nade shortcuts or anything you'd like. For more instructions on how to use it, check the link below. For consistent run boosting, the bottom player crouches to let a player on, then the player on top simply jumps one time so the bottom player can stand, and that's when both start running. Quick reminder that you can jump certain heights without using crouch to elevate faster and catch enemies off guard. The new spectator interpolation feature is on by default in casual mode. This one makes me a little bit dizzy. Disable it with seal OBS interp enable 0. And trade your stuff instantly with my sponsor Skins Monkey. Skins Monkey's Christmas event is live. Trade your items instantly with a 35% deposit bonus on every cash deposit and $5 free on your $100 trade. Your first free skin can be claimed just by signing in through Steam. If you keep trading, you'll unlock more gifts. There's also Santa's Christmas raffle with daily gifts like increased deposit bonuses, XP, and tickets for a big giveaway. So make sure you click the link in my description to check out Skins Monkey and the event happening right now. If you haven't played in a while, here's a friendly reminder that your first 5 to 6 bullets of any weapon will pretty much just go up, which means you can counter it very easily by just dragging down, no fancy horizontal movement, and that's usually enough for most cases. In post-plant scenarios, when you hear a defuse, count to 3 before peeking to know if they're faking. The only exception is if you hear a smoke, then peek immediately so you don't lose them inside. Use Entity Fire Smoke Grenade Projectile Kill and Entity Fire Inferno Kill to instantly clear smokes and mollies in practice. You can combine this and bind SV Rethrow Last Grenade to repeat your last throw 4 flashes. Bind Voice Mod Enable Toggle to quickly mute and unmute the voice chat. Great when you want to clutch and focus. Inside the advanced video settings, set ambient occlusion to high to gain full shadow visibility. Medium works, but you lose a bit of feedback. To put it simply, use medium or high. And set dynamic shadows to all for full shadow rendering. Full screen windowed mode now supports stretched resolutions with no input delay, which has been tested by CS2 Kitchen. This means instant alt tabbing. And as a yearly reminder, widescreen resolutions give you higher FOV. Fun fact, if everyone uses 4:3, then no one will know if they ever got 4:3'd. It's only when one player uses 16:9 or 16:10 that you start seeing how often it really happens. Under the audio settings, use the crisp EQ profile for better footstep clarity. Set left-right isolation between 50 and 90%. 80 is a good starting point. And keep perspective correction enabled. All of these settings and their optimal values are explained by Thunder Shelly. Link below. Last year, Valve released an auto zoom for radars, which automatically shows teammates and the package on your radar, which is perfect for zoomed in settings. There's also an alternative zoom option you can bind in your keyboard settings if you prefer that. Bullet holes through smokes only change with the left or right view model position, but it's a myth that XYZ positions affect where the holes go. If you only practice by shooting bots, you'll eventually learn their predictable patterns. Play deathmatch, or another niche warm-up is duels, since it puts you in 1v1 engagements against real players in different scenarios. This will seem a bit controversial, but the revolver's firing delay is actually really useful for practice, since it forces you to track heads before the shot goes off. You can try it in deathmatch. You can create short, useful aliases for basic console commands. For example, type DC instead of disconnect to shave some time off, or use shortcuts for bot commands to handle them a lot easier. Have your team drop all 5 smokes to you, refill the entry point by yourself, and you can hold the site solo while the enemy goes to the wrong site. People often forget that you can buy 4 nades, drop one in spawn, then buy another nade, and save the one dropped for later during rotations. This is the LXCB pug strat. You go to a site together with one teammate who drops their utility. They go out, take fights. When they die, the rest then fakes the other site. Now you're alone at the first site with extra nades to plant and defend. Here's how to throw for max distance. Simply look forward. No looking up or down is needed. This is a Trilix flash. You can bounce flashes at an angle so it bounces higher up, which is useful for certain plays. Instead of right-clicking a flash, hold down right-click, then tap left-click after releasing to throw the flash slightly higher, which is harder for enemies to react to. In some positions like here, you can play close enough to hear the enemy flash coming. This means you won't get taken by surprise and you actually have a chance to fight back. Set voice volume to 0 instead of muting teammates. This allows you to keep the visual indicator so you can see when Discord friends are talking to the team and check if toxic teammates start calming properly to turn them back up. Silent drops from an elevated position is when you release crouch mid-air to avoid stepping, but there are maps with more advanced silent drops that uses edges and require very precise lineups like this one. Credits to mwheelup. But be aware, Valve are patching these out. Hold shift and turn smoothly around on ramps to dive down without stepping. This method works on all maps. When you're on a ladder, spam tap your direction keys to climb fast without stepping. You can also use shift and press yourself against ladders in the last second to dive down without stepping. Or use this really fancy niche trick by Crush where you hold down your jump key even if you're not jumping and it slides you down automatically. Link to his video down below. Let me know if you liked this video. If you have any tips or tricks, you can post them down below, or if you have a specific request similar to this one. Peace.